Coming off his Pro Bowl season, entering, I believe, his 4th year in the league, the newly extended fifth year?
Year 5, yeah.
5th year in the league. Oh my gosh, where did the time go? How did I get that wrong? Did you have 5 interceptions also off of Bryce Young today? The one that I saw was absolutely beautiful. Can you describe the rivalry between you two right now, Kemp?
Yeah, man, just two competitors. You know, Bryce, he got a lot of people fooled because, I mean, you see him in the media, he soft-spoken, real smart guy, but when you get him going and talk a little trash to him, you know, he'll throw a touchdown on you and let you hear it. So it's just been fun competing with him, you know, trying to bring the best out of each other and just raise the level of the team.
Other quarterbacks are described as magic. Some quarterbacks, cold-hearted killers, all of that, ice, shiesty. How would you describe your quarterback?
He kind of reminds me of, like, Steph Curry a little bit. Like, he a silent killer. Like he might pop it a little bit, but you know he ain't gonna say too much. But when I get under his skin and I hear the real him, I'm like, okay, I know he a real dog and a real killer. So you know I love to see him make plays and, like I said, just go back and forth with him and just we get each other better.
I can't tell if you're actually giving him a compliment or if you're talking because he's a big Lakers fan and he would probably hate. Like I'm trying to think, is Bryce going to like that Steph comp? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, I hooped with him a few times and I know he likes Steph Curry game and they got similar games, so I think he'll like that Steph Curry comp.
I'm going to ask him who the second best basketball player is on the team because hoops all the time. He was playing hoops out there, air ball today. Who's the second best basketball player?
The second best?
Yeah.
I think me and him top 2. I'll probably give it to him. He got the edge. He shoot it a little better than me. He shoot it a little better than me. But
that's so nice. You are coming off an incredible year. I'm looking at your numbers right now. Oh my gosh, 68 combined tackles, 5 TFLs, 2 sacks, 13 passes defended. Which one? I'm trying to gauge the one that's making you smile the most. Which one are you most proud of?
I mean, I think I had a solid year last year. You know, I feel like I still left a few plays out there, but you know, definitely honored to make my first Pro Bowl. But you know, I'm trying to go all pro and just keep getting better each and every year. So I think I got, you know, more room to grow.
Good year, solid enough for $100 million extension over 4 years. I was just talking to Derek Brown, whose opinion I trust, and he said he's locked in. He's locked in, and he said he got paid. I go, sometimes that goes the other way.
Yeah.
He said, no, not with him. What did it mean to you that this organization, Dan Morgan, Mr. Tepper, Mrs. Tepper, that extension happened after what was really an incredible season?
It meant a lot, just because of my history here. You know, my first couple years having season-ending surgeries and going through the ups and downs. You know, they never wavered. They just told me to, you know, keep coming back each year, and once I put the product on the field, you know, for a full season, they were going to take care of me, and that's what they did. So, you know, I owe my all to Carolina, and like you said, like DB said, I don't plan on slowing down. You know, I'm a competitor, and that's all it's about to me at the end of the day.
Are you locked in?
Oh, yeah, for sure, always.
You're ready to go. You're giving some pleasantries to Bryce Young, some not. Richard Sherman, okay, I'm in support of trash-talking corners. I like the Richard Sherman. I like getting the mix, the Josh Normans, of course, here in Carolina, that jersey. I think I still have that. You are not afraid to speak your mind. I appreciate that. I need that. And as a highly paid guy, I need you to just clap a little bit. Why is it important to keep that intensity and maybe a vocal presence here at camp?
Really, just as a cornerback, you gotta have that. You gotta have that confidence. You know, it's not an easy job. You're gonna get beat. You know, my coach would always say, "You show me a corner that don't get beat, that's a corner that don't play." So you're gonna get beat. So you gotta always build yourself back up and be ready to line it up the next snap. And I feel like I'm at my best when I'm talking trash because I know I have to be at my best. And yeah, you know, I think for the team, it just raises the level of practice, keeps the energy up. You know, that's one of the main reasons me and Bryce go back and forth so much, just to keep everybody else tempo up and so we can have good days.
You're one of the best. You go up against some of the best in this division. You're Mike Evanses and so on. I want to talk about your new rookie here. He looks huge.
Yeah.
He looks amazing. What lessons have you taught him so far in camp?
Oh man, we teach each other. We teach each other. You know, he a rookie, but you know he a big body, similar to Mike Evans. He's one of those guys where even if you own him, he can make the tough catches just because his size and his length. And he just learning as he goes. You know, I see his release package getting a little better as camp goes by, and you know I'm excited to see him this year. And I think people are gonna be in for a treat.
How much? And it starts week 1. How much have you thought about Travis Hunter and what that could look like? Like when you play at the top of the position, at your position in this division, and they're your opponent, no one will know. You're the first person who gets to see what that looks like. One of the bigger questions in the NFL right now. How do you approach that? What do you think of when you hear the name Travis Hunter week 1?
I mean, I approach it just like I approach every other receiver. You know, I think Travis, a special talent. I'm from Gwinnett County, and he went to high school out there. So, you know, I've always been a fan of his game, and we even have a little bit of a relationship dating back to when he was in high school. So, yeah, I'm going to approach it like every other receiver. You know, I definitely respect his game, but, you know, I'm going to come to play as well, so it'll be a fun matchup.
It'll be a fun matchup. We can't wait to watch it. Is there somebody at this camp that, I mean, you're making all the highlights, and you're not leaving much room on the internet for the other guys making plays here at camp. Is there someone on offense or defense that you, as a tenured veteran, who's somebody that you sort of need to put on my map? Who should I be yapping about more?
Jimmy Horn. You know, he got a lot of speed. It's not just hype. You know, I know he's not really under the radar because everybody love to see his one-on-ones and all that stuff. But, you know, in real football, I think he's going to make a lot of plays for us. He got game-changing speed. And he's a small guy in stature, but he plays like he's 6'4", you know, makes tough catches. And I'm excited to see him as well. So I think our whole receiving corps, you know, RENFROW coming back, you know, he's been impossible to guard out here out of the slot.
Look at your face, really?
Yeah, you know, the receivers been making plays. You know, I'm excited to see those guys suit up on Sunday.
Why do people sleep on RENFROW so much? I'm not.
I think we know that just the way he.
Oh.
You know, he looked like a regular businessman if you see him just.
Okay, but then you watch him run a route and you're like, oh my goodness, what is it about him that you respect so much that makes you say he's impossible to guard?
He's just the way he set up routes. You know, when you off coverage, the way he make everything. He might have an out route and make it look like an in-breaking route. He puts so many sticks and twists and turns in his routes. It just make it tough to cover. So yeah, I'm excited to see it one-on-one.
Who am I excited for, or who are you excited to see as a receiver on your gauntlet this year?
I really don't. I mean, like I said, I approach them all the same. You know, I think it's the NFL, so every week, you know, you're gonna have a tough matchup.
Is there someone you're looking forward to seeing? And he just there's a name that came to your mind, I'm sure.
I promise it hasn't.
No. Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr. week 1.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm focused on. Week 1, and then week 2, I think we got Arizona. So it'll be Marvin there, and then week 3 we see Drake London. Like, you see what I'm saying? Every week is somebody. So you just got to come prepared every week to bring your best football and play as consistent as you can.
Coach Canales is getting you prepared. It's nice to have some consistency on this team. Of course,
Sure.
He's such a fan of yours. And he said that he's got sort of coaches in place now where he can focus on this like mastermind stuff, like this wrinkles, this more nitty-gritty. Are you noticing that? And you've been with him a year now. How would you describe your relationship and what you're sort of noticing out of Coach that might have like evolved from last year when he's still trying to get his feet settled?
Yeah, I mean, I love Coach Canales. You know, he a young guy. He getting more comfortable. I think that's what I noticed. And like you said, his brain always twisting. Like before practice, when we go to stretch, I'm always beside him, and he'll just like be talking the whole stretch about different scenarios or what we're gonna do in this period and that period. And I'm just like, man, this guy really a football maniac. So yeah, it's good to have him back. And like you said, just to have that consistency for me and all the young guys, see the same faces around the building this year. You know, I think it'll do a lot for us.
Congrats on the new baby.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
And who gives the best advice on the team? Derek just had his 4th.
Yeah, probably DB.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Shaq Thompson, too, he gone. But, you know, I talked to him a lot because he got 3 kids. So, yeah, DB, Shaq, you know, they keep me up to date, you know, keep me going with all the tips.
What kind of a babysitter will Bryce Young be, you think? You call him up and say...
Yeah, I think he'll be perfect. That'll be the first person I call if I needed somebody to babysit my baby, for sure.
Really? Why Bryce Young?
Because I don't know. He's so by the book and does everything right. I know I can trust him. And
that's what we want out of our quarterbacks. Okay, we appreciate you stopping by. So anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think you hit it all.
I hit it all?
Yeah,
congratulations. This was a very easy interview because there's just so much to celebrate.
Yes, ma'am.
Out
yes,
here.
Ma'am.
And I mean, my favorite thing, just so before we go to break, when I see a player that I know I'm going to talk to after practice and they have the day that this man had, and then like having the it's a very easy, loving, spread love interview. So I appreciate that.
You came on a good day.